bundle them, they put them into a pool.
Yes, correct. Correct. So they'll bundle loans like, when I first started in this industry, I was a researcher. So basically I would go into the Bloomberg terminal, I would do the research, and pull out the database of a specific securities trust that we were looking at. And in that database, you'll see hundreds or even thousands of loans. Okay. And so basically they would take hundreds of loans, thousands of loans, bundle them up, and then sell them into securitization trusts. And then these loans are put into these trusts, and then there's interest being made, there's dividends being made, and then these trusts are worth millions of dollars. I mean, I've seen trusts 20, 30, 40, upwards of $40 million. And then the interest and the dividends made over the life of that security, I mean, it's astronomical. So, it's money on a whole nother level. They're making money on the front end with the interest and the funding, and of course, fractional banking lending. We all know, if you don't know, fractional banking lending is basically like, if a bank can lend a certain amount of money from their reserves. So let's say a bank has $100,000 in reserves. Well, they can lend, depending on their guidelines and the kind of bank they are, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times that. So imagine if a bank has $10 million, they can, lend, 40, 50, $60 million of that. So it's in a sense, in some people's opinions, they say it's imaginary money. Of course, that's fractional, bank lending. That's the guidelines that are in this country. So if, someone has enough money to open a bank, the system allows you to do that. So now what happens is now you have these bankers that are lending large amounts of money based on a fractional reserve. So let's say, they have, somebody gets a loan for $500,000, where the reserve on that in the bank is probably only like $50,000, $100,000, right? So technically $400,000 of that is debt created by the bank in a sense. Again, this is opinion based. I just have to say that, but so that debt that's created, in a sense, in some people's opinion, when that debt is created, it's some people say it's imaginary debt. Well, there's a note attached to it. So then what happens is that note now is then securitized and put it into a trust. So now that debt that's been created has now been securitized, monetized, and now even more money is being created off of that debt that was created by the bank, in a sense. So that's one of the things that, when you times that by millions of people, you can get an idea of the amount of money that's been created, the amount of debt that's been created, just out of nowhere, in a sense. Now, of course, that's something that fractional banking lending allows, but that's basically what it is in a nutshell. So you have multi-millions of hundreds of millions of dollars in loans that were funded, okay, that the fractional banking lending system funded. And now these hundreds of millions of dollars of loans over the years are being securitized, and then more millions of dollars are made on top of that. And then there are these bonds associated with these. These bonds are worth millions of dollars, 20, 30 million dollars. I'm sure some of you have gone on the Fidelity website or some of these other Bloomberg, the Bloomberg terminal, and seen some of the values and the holdings of these bonds. It's astronomical. And some of these bonds have gigantic companies, corporate conglomerates that invest in them. So these large corporations that have, billions of dollars in assets are investing in these bonds, and they're making dividends. And then that's another side to it. This is not, mom and pop down the street investing in it for their 401k or their retirement. These are large corporations that are investing. So think about it. All these hundreds of millions of dollars of loans are being, on the front end, being funded. And then all these loans, a high percentage of them, during that era was being securitized, and then the securitization.
I'm making this.
And then the securitization trusts and these bonds were being the securitization trusts were being created, and then the bonds were backed up on them or associated with them somehow. And then you have these large multi-corporations, conglomerates, just huge companies, then investing in these bonds. Okay, these companies have billions of dollars worth of assets, and they're investing in these bonds. They're making dividends and interest. Yeah, so it's literally money from the beginning and the middle and towards the end of it. But then again, there is no end, right? Because then they keep making money.
They keep making more. So let me interject for 1 second, you guys. Sure. So yeah, I want y'all to please understand that what Shawn does is on the public side of things, right? So what he's explaining to you guys is how it appears in the system for him to generate these reports. We know, my Path to Freedom family, that all that goddamn money belong to us, right? But we also know that we have signed away the beneficial ownership. But what his job is, and let me make this very clear to all 1,600 people on this live, his job is to get you the report. That's it. He can't tell you how to do no arbitration. He can't tell you how to do nothing else. What he will show you is all of these billions of dollars that they're making that technically belong to us, we the people. I have not converted Shawn over yet, all the way with the no debt paying. Okay, but he will get converted, guys. Y'all understand?
Absolutely.
I will get him converted, but his job is to get you inside of a system that we don't have access to. Okay, well, you have to have a certain level of education to know how to run this Bloomberg terminal. Just want to ask you a few questions that I know that they may have. Number one, Shawn, when you're doing a mortgage audit, how many mortgage audits have you actually ran where you actually see that they perfected the lien on the mortgage?
Well, perfection of the lien, that can mean different things, okay? On the front end, it could mean that they've filed multiple assignments, okay? And then on the back end, you know, there's information relating to the trust on the back end where they have to, so the trust has a prospectus, has a pooling and service agreement.
Wait. Stop right there for me.
Yes.
You said the word, y'all, did y'all hear that? Did you say prospectus?
Yeah.
The what form?
The pooling and service agreement and prospectus.
Which is the 424B. Now you guys are hearing from a certified auditor how important that prospectus form is. Let me ask you another question.
Sure.
When you are doing these audit reports and then you get the, to the part where you're typing up all of the good stuff, you are pulling information out of the what form? The prospectus, right? When you're creating your report. So did y'all hear that? We ain't telling y'all to read the prospectus because we just want y'all to read. He is a certified auditor that does this. And he is even telling you that after he pulled all of the good numbers from Fidelity and pull all the good numbers from the Bloomberg, the report that is attached to show where the fraud and all the good stuff happened came from based off of their prospectus form. And now he is a certified auditor that's telling you guys that, which is why I tell you guys to read that form, because everything that you need to know is within that form. Now, when you do the audit reports, you show exactly how the notes has moved. Right. Am I correct? Absolutely. There is a diagram in there, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Full diagram and full breakdown.
Y'all got
absolutely.
That? Full diagram and full breakdown. Because this is what it is that you need. Now, because I'm me and I have the freedom and Shawn fucks with me and I fucks with him, the reports that he will be doing for us, I have gotten tailored for what you need. Okay? There's going to be several levels to this report. Trust and believe me, the car report is going to look different than the mortgage report because the remortgage reports are more detailed than just a credit card statement or a car statement. But y'all heard it from the horse's mouth itself that when they are doing these reports, they are pulling the information from the prospectus form in order to generate the report. Shawn, when you guys do these reports, this is done by someone that is certified, that just in case one of my lovely Path to Freedom family need to go to court, you guys can be there if needed, which normally it ain't, if they did their work, and come here as an expert witness for us. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a full team, and we actually were the only company that actually provides a dual set expert witness, and both have certifications and full resume, full experience is listed in there. And these have been used in court cases over the years. So yeah, absolutely. So that's one other thing I really want people to really focus in on. The affidavit and the expert witness documentation is important, and we're the only company that provides a dual set expert witness. It's kind of like a dual threat offense, and the idea is layering. Yeah, we layer it.
Just in case, you guys. Now, if you do this properly, and trust me and Caleb, will show you guys how to properly use these audit reports, because it makes no difference if you got an audit report and you don't know what the fuck to do with it, right? So we're going to make sure that you know what to do with it. But if you get some of these companies like Capital One who like to drag shit on out, you are able, now of course it's going to be at a fee, okay, because there's going to be tiers to what you guys are able to get. Me and Shawn have broke things down into tiers for you guys. But if it ever comes to that, then you have a, because I'm an expert on what I'm an expert in, but I ain't an expert on going in that, right? Even though I could, but that's not what I do, right? I'm going to make sure y'all got the professionals. If you got to go into court that can actually stand there and say that everything that's on that paper, is their expert witness, right? So if y'all have had court cases and stuff, you know, they'll bring in an expert in a minute. So now guess what? We have our own expert, okay, that will provide you with the information in which it is that you need. But I want you guys to know how important that prospectus form is. That is your bread and butter. That is your gold. That is your silver. That is your platinum. And you hear it from him himself. It's okay to have the CUSIP number. It's okay to see how many times they sold the note, because we know that their prospectus form said that they ain't supposed to sell shit on the secondary market. But this man just told you that he's pulling the secondary numbers and figures and CUSIP numbers for you guys. So now you're able to use that against them to get the remedy, which it is that you need. Now, what does it normally take frame wise? Let's say a car audit, because a car audit is not as detailed as a audit, of course, with normal turnaround time frame. And y'all have to take into consideration that when I drop this link, y'all know y'all gonna run after that link like there is no tomorrow. So you may have 50 people in front of you, okay? Shawn is willing to hire additional people if needed to make sure that these things get done. But what is your typical time frame for people to be able to get the simple one that you and I talked about? What will be the time frame for them to get that back?
Well, you know, with talking to you, you know, we basically, we kind of revised things a little bit. So basically, you know, once we get to that next step where you have the flood coming through you, basically, turnaround time for the preliminary stuff, we have a set of preliminary reports that you guys will get. It will be a full package. So the preliminary stuff will be about a week and a half to 2 weeks. And then the main, the Bloomberg securitization reports obviously will take a couple weeks. And then, you know, our management group basically in the last crash, you know, we're probably the only ones equipped to handle massive volume, especially with our team managing it. So everyone will be in good hands. I definitely would recommend going through Tmeka. Because you know, like she said, she's going to show full service auditing firm, and you know, this is one of the things I tell people. I say our job is to do the research, the investigation, get the report out to you with the extra witness documentation and the affidavit, and give it back to you. You know, that's why it's important that you stick with Tmeka, because then Tmeka and her team is going to help you, show you how to use it, which is just as important. So it's kind of like you're getting the equipment from us, and then you're going, you know, into your championship game, you know, with her as the coach. So that's very important. So, you know, we're, you know, we do the research and investigation, get the audit done, and give it